Hello, everyone, and welcome to this week's episode of Legal Talk Tuesday. I'm Crystal I. Myers, Esquire, founder and principal attorney of B. Bossy, a boutique law firm with the primary focus on meeting the intellectual property and business legal needs of small businesses. Before we get into this week's topic, let me remind you that this video is solely for educational and informational purposes only, and nothing that I say or do in this video is with the intention of creating an attorney-client relationship between me and any of you. Now that's out of the way, let's get into this week's topic. Your brand's website is considered one of your brand's most valuable assets. Not to mention, you invest a lot of time, money, and often creativity into your brand's website. For that reason, I am often asked if websites are copyrightable. While the Copyright Act does not explicitly recognize websites as a type of copyrightable subject matter, you may be able to register a website or a specific web page if it satisfies certain statutory requirements. Therefore, the short answer is yes. There are a number of things to keep in mind when considering if your web page or website would satisfy the statutory requirements to obtain copyright registration. First, to register a website or website content, you must identify the copyrightable authorship you will submit for registration. Copyrightable authorship is original expressions contributed by an author that contains at least a minimum amount of creativity. You should know the Copyright Office will refuse registration for any website or website content that does not constitute copyrightable subject matter or any content that lacks sufficient authorship. Some common examples of material that lacks sufficient authorship and therefore is not copyrightable includes ideas or plans for future websites, functional design elements, domain names or URLs, the layout, format, or look and feel of a web page, or other common unoriginal materials such as names, icons, or familiar symbols. Second, when pursuing a copyright for your website, it should be registered according to the predominant copyrightable content. As alluded to previously, there is an artistic side and a technical side of a website. Accordingly, as a general rule, you should submit a separate application for each work appearing on the website. Although it is possible to register multiple works on one application if they qualify for one of the office's special registration accommodations. Third, if you want to register content that has been posted on a website, you should submit the content in the form in which it appears on the actual website. There is no reason to submit the HTML code for that site unless you specifically want to register the human written portions of the HTML itself and any website text that's embedded within the HTML. Fourth, many websites also contain third-party content. This type of content typically belongs to the author of the content unless there's a valid written agreement and it's signed and the transfer of ownership for all rights are included. For example, one type of a third-party content common to websites is user-generated content, the ownership of which may be transferred through terms of service. Fifth, just because a work has been placed online or posted on a website does not mean that the work has been published. The work is published when copies of it are distributed to the public by sale or other transfer of ownership. If the copyright owner authorizes the end user to retain copies of that work. Six, the information submitted in the copyright application must be the original work of the applicant or author and reduced to a tangible form. While this all may seem complex, you should definitely consider copywriting your website if you want to protect your website and prevent offenders from stealing your work. Note, even before you pursue copyright registration of your website, you may display the copyright symbol or language claiming copyright on your website. If you are looking for an attorney to assist you with your copywriting your website, or if you have other business legal needs, head over to my website www.thebosslyapproach.com and book an appointment with me so we can chat further. Now, while you're there, be sure to check out the new merch we have for sale in the Bossy Shop. I'm wearing one of our new designs now, and right over my shoulder, you'll see one of the new designs for our mugs. Well, that'll do it for this week's episode. Until next time, be bold, be brave, be bossy. See ya.